Well, hey, Facebook and everywhere else that this recording goes. We are actually the little mark we've got on on my side. That's Dr. Michael Gross, and he's coming right in. He had to go grab something. Okay, so we're gonna take a minute and just there he is. See, told you he'd be right back.
Hello, everyone.
He is. We are thrilled that every Thursday night that we do this at 7 o'clock, and we are thrilled to be able to come to you and present these beautiful messages from Michael. We've changed the format a little bit, and now instead of just having Michael share a topic, we have an opportunity to ask Michael questions. So feel free as we're going through this, because we're only here until 7:30. Feel free to type your questions in the comments below on Facebook, and I'll make sure that Michael gets to have the questions, okay? So he can answer your questions. Right now, though, I think what we need to do is we need to introduce who Michael really is, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so since we had a little issue with the camera just a couple minutes ago, I don't know where I put his other intro, so I'm going to kind of skim over the new formal one that he gave me, okay? So here we go. Dr. Michael Gross is professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, and he helps you achieve an unlimited life. He's an entrepreneur, author of the Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. His book is in second edition, and currently, Michael, why don't you take a minute and just let people know how they can get your book, okay?
Yes, the Spiritual Primer, the 12 Transformational Laws. And right now, Amazon is sold out of them. I have to ship some more there. But if you will contact me at drmichaelgross.com, I'll be glad to send you a book. The book is $29.95. That includes shipping and handling. And I'll be more than happy to put a little note in there for you. So I would appreciate it. Make a great Christmas gift. I just got an order from a person that wanted 5 books, and I'm really thrilled, and it's really catching on like fire. Therefore, the second edition has not only some of the original information, but also the 12 manifestation protocols. So I invite all of you, if you're interested, go to drmichaelgross.com, and let me know how many you would like, and we can use Venmo or charge cards or Zelle or whatever, but not PayPal. Um, I just don't want to use PayPal at this time.
It's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and give you just a condensed version so we can get into some of the questions, okay, Michael?
Absolutely.
You can always, I'll put all the contact information in the chat as well, okay, so that everybody will have your contact numbers, and then we'll get right to the point of this. So Dr. Michael Gross is a keynote speaker, transformational coach, and an entrepreneur. For more than 3 decades, he's been on a spiritual path as an intuitive, a healer, a spiritual counselor, and an incredible teacher. Through the guidance of spirit, Michael has assisted others in their personal quest for self-empowerment, helping them to create the lives that they have long sought and to bring forth their intuitive abilities. He currently teaches classes in spirituality, self-empowerment, Reiki, and other modalities. Trust me, the guy is incredibly learned, I guess is the right thing to say, because he's got so many different degrees and experiences and so many different aspects of exactly what he does. So definitely I encourage you to contact Michael for his quest, to help you get going on your own quest of your spiritual journey, okay? It's well worth the time. So here we go, okay? This was a little bit more of an intro than I was going to do, Michael. I got a little rattled, but here we go. Okay, Michael currently teaches classes in spirituality, self-empowerment, Reiki, and other modalities. I think I already said that. But in concert with God, the true source, he's also achieved great success and miraculous healings. He remains humble, knowing the work he does all comes from God, the true source. So on that note, Michael lives in Lakewood, Washington, and we encourage you to go ahead and ask questions. I'm going to start with my first question, Michael, while people get comfortable and get their thoughts in order, okay?
Sure.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I keep hearing about a new world. And I was wondering if you could give us a little information on this new world that's coming.
Well, I've been hearing this for many years, and at least 35 years, or maybe a little less, a little bit more. There's a great shift going on. And as I had discussed before, that between August 1st, 2022, and April 30th, 2023, our souls had to make a decision whether we wanted to become spiritual or not, at whatever level that you are. You don't have to be at the top, you can be at the bottom, you can be in between, anywhere. However, with that being said, by April 30th, the door was closed. However, the door can open up if a soul, and that being you, are really interested in becoming spiritual. When I talk about spirituality, I'm not talking about religiosity spirituality, but I'm talking about true spirituality. And the difference is religiosity is somebody else's rules and regulations. And true spirituality is that which you experience yourselves and go on, you exceed and go beyond the limitations of religiosity. With that being said, you're probably wondering why wouldn't everybody want to become spiritual? And I asked that question. And the answer I got was because some of the ego gets in the way and the doubt and the fears. But there will be another chance coming up in about a year or maybe a little bit less. This year is the year of evaluation, looking at your life. And when we enter 2024, we will be answering a lot more questions of what's going to be occurring. But what is happening is Mother Earth is shifting. Now, when we talk about that, there are multiple dimensions. When I talk about multiple dimensions, it's a little bit different than the spiritual dimensions. They're actually levels or vibrations of frequency. And what is happening is Mother Earth is about to shed the energy and go to another vibration, just like you are when you meditate or you learn about spirituality. It's almost like a snake shedding its skin and being renewed. So there will be a division within the earth. There'll be the old earth, which will be, let's say, living in chaos, doubt, fear, anxiety. Sound familiar? Something like what's going on now. And then there will be a new earth, and that earth will be filled of love and joy and happiness. Colors will be very vivid. There'll be a lot of love and beautiful feelings of emotions, and we will be communicating with the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom. It sounds all airy fairy, but I believe that we have a chance in our lifetime before we birth out. Those of us who are listening to this message, or will be listening to the message, some of you heard this before. I'm not going to tell you it's going to happen tomorrow morning or in 5 years. As more things evolve, I'll keep you in touch with it. But it depends upon the consciousness of every one of us on this planet. Mother Earth is urging us to shift. Now, what's really interesting about the new Earth and what is occurring is many souls that I've been talking to are having trouble sleeping. For me, maybe 5 or 6 years, I have not had one night's full sleep. I wake up, go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, exactly what's going on. And one of my clients, a beautiful soul I've known for 20 or 25 years, she was lack of sleeping. She was getting stressed, getting high blood pressure, going to the doctor, getting sleeping pills. It didn't work. And she kept getting stressed. And she said, "Who the heck tell me I have to do this?" I said, "You don't have to do it, but your soul agreed to do it. So it's your choice, meaning prepare the energy. You're out of your body. That's why it's sleepless. You're doing all this work to prepare everything. The change is coming. And you are shifting gradually. In other words, you could not walk into, let's say, a tub of ice water. Yeah, you could, and you couldn't stand very long. But if I took you into warm water, then cool water, then colder and colder, you would adjust more quickly. So it's like degree by degree or by energy, you're becoming more familiar with it and your vibrations are adjusting to it. If ever any of you, I know when I connect really one on one very close to the true source or one on one with the true source, that level is very high. And so what'll happen is I'll get dizzy for 3 or 4 days, walk into walls. And then eventually I've learned how to balance it and get myself back into a right vibration so I don't get lightheaded and dizzy. Is there something wrong with me? Do I have high blood pressure? Nope, 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 nope. But in this particular client of mine, she went to the doctor. Can't sleep. I'm stressed, blah, blah, blah. The pills don't work. Gee, your blood pressure is fine. Your heart is fine. Everything's really fine. Then she called me up. She said, well, I guess you're right. What do I do? So you cat nap. That's what I do. A cat nap when I can, or I energize. Energize, I go into a meditation and ask for a little energy or enough energy. So there are many times I've only gotten 2 or 3 hours sleep, and I'm up for 21 hours or 20 hours. That's the way it goes. Well, what I know is that we're preparing the new earth. And what is happening is this higher vibration. It's going to be something that's beautiful and figuratively like a Garden of Eden. I've seen 2 suns and 2 moons at times. So something is going to occur. When? I don't know. It's up to us. Isn't that interesting? It's up to you when you are prepared and you're ready. It's like if I were to take you and you weren't a swimmer and threw you in the water, you would flounder and you might almost drown. I'd have to take you out of water. But I taught you how to swim, then you would be fine in the water. Well, look at that analogy. That's what we're being prepared for. And a lot of them say this is hokum, this is blah, blah, blah. Don't argue. Just go along with it and say, okay, but you know the truth now. And like my client took all these pills and the doctor said, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Please be open to the fact that each one of us have the opportunity to create this new, beautiful, loving earth, something that has never been done before by a planet that's been visualized. And guess what? You are the solution. You are the one that's going to make it happen. Mother Earth will wait for you, and she'll wait for you to join them. Just like your mother, when you were born, waits for you to grow up and protects you. But she's getting tired with all the chaos. And she's saying, hurry up, come on, let's get going. And that's what I'm telling you. So I hope that answered your question.
Absolutely. So when we go to the new earth, does the old earth still exist?
It will still exist, but it will be in a lower vibrational frequency and energy. A lot of chaos, a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, and a lot of emotions. Some of us, and I don't know what percentage, when we go to the new earth, will leave our bodies and see if those souls who are ready to jump into the new earth, see if they're ready, help them to transform and transmute into the new earth, into a new vibration, which means you'll be younger, stronger, and healthier, and you won't have all the ailments or all the illnesses and diseases. It's kind of like you just wake up one morning, well, everything's kind of different. And it's like on the old earth, well, what happened to XYZ? I don't know. They just disappeared and that'll be it, which you will know when you're there. And your work will be entirely different. Here's the exciting part. When you do go into the new earth, you'll just stay as long as you so desire. 800 years like Methuselah? Yeah. 10 years? Your choice. Whatever you want, whatever you desire. You'll be working on your missions and goals, some of your karma. And when you're ready, said, I'm done, I'm going on vacation. Because you see, what I call birthing out of your body, which some people call death, they're birthing out of their body. And it's like, I'm on vacation, I'm going back. There's something that came on my screen. Okay, we're good. I don't
It's
know if
okay.
anybody.
I don't understand Korean, but somebody gave you a comment in Korean, Michael.
Oh, beautiful.
I don't know. I wish I could. I wish I could read it. Um, I'll do my best to save it so that we can get it later. I'm sure that must be a question.
Sure.
So I hit a button. I'm going to try and copy it. But uh, may I interrupt just for a sec? To the person who just sent Michael that message in Korean, is it possible for you to send it to Michael's contact information, and then we can translate it for him?
Or ask them if they can you translate it and send it in chat again in English language.
Exactly. If you
If
can
not,
send it again as a translated form, I'm sorry, we don't understand the language, but we would love to answer your question.
I'm honored. Thank you.
I'm thrilled. Yes, what a blessing to have someone here. Okay, Michael. So thank you for that on the new world. And basically, what I'm understanding, sorry for the interruption, but what I'm understanding then would be that um, they'll just, the people that don't come to the new world will just notice that we're gone.
Correct. And their life will be filled with more chaos.
Okay.
But that's
Okay.
their choice. Go ahead.
Well, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you another question. You ready?
Absolutely.
Okay. In your book, you talk about the law of enlightenment. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Thank you. Yes. I talk about the 12 spiritual laws. What's very interesting, when I was told to write the book, everything was supposed to be in 12. And it just turned out to be that way. That book was channeled. And also the 12 manifestation protocols. There's that 12 again. Also was channeled information. And so the law of enlightenment means we are here on the planet Earth to experience life. And in experiencing life, when you're in your soul body, you don't really have eyes to see. What you do is you have a vibration and frequency which you feel around you. And this vibration and frequency actually is able to be read and can be transmuted into a picture in your soul. It's kind of complex. But I think it's something like those who are Star Trekkies, which I was one at one time. Geordi, he was blind, but he had these glasses, and the images would come on, and he could see with what those images were. So it's kind of that concept. And if we looked at our body, we're all vibrations, frequencies, and energies. We're all different colors. We all have different sounds to us. And by this, we can identify each other. So when I look at Tiiu, Tiiu is my sister in a past life. We see her as a pretty blonde and smile and as a woman. But my soul energy and her soul energy is reading differently. We were once brothers and sisters. And what we did in a past life, because it would be a memory, it was like we're reading a book. Actually, we're reading the vibrations. So our soul contains all of the very beginning, when we became part of the true source, all the reincarnations, everything we've created, including this universe, and up to the second now. That's the way the soul would record it. Now, with that in mind, I want to expand a little bit more about that. The law of enlightenment talks about we are here not only to understand karma, remember, karma is an experience, to understand it, what we've created, and to learn from and grow, but also to bring enlightenment back into our lives, to realize the 12 laws of enlightenment. And it basically begins with unconditional love. And then it works its way down. Unconditional love, allowing us non judgmentalness, realizing that we can create our own lives. And what we think we create, we experience. And what the mind can conceive, the body will believe, and on and on and on. And those are what we have to learn about and renew ourselves. You see, in every planet, in every solar system, there's a new frequency and vibration, and we have to adjust to it. It would be like you living in the Himalayas. You'd have to learn how to walk, talk, there's less oxygen, you'd eat differently, and so on and so forth. And you would work with those laws. And then when you came down so many thousands of feet, everything would seem different, you'd seem heavier, and you'd have to readjust. So that's what it's all about, to readjust, to experience life. But all of us have missions and goals. So we have family, friends, relatives, children, career, and then we have spiritual missions and goals. Those are so important. So it's all about us individually and collectively making a difference not only in our lives, not only in our family and friends and relatives, the lives of everyone around us. Some of the most beautiful people that did that in the past, of course, was Jesus, was Buddha, was Krishna, even Plato, and there were many others that brought about great differences and taught about the differences. basically to be in harmony and balance and oneness with everything around you. So think about it. If you're in harmony and balance and love and joy and everything, how would your life be? I'm not going to answer that question. That's a rhetorical question. What would your life be? So why are you out of balance? Because you're not in harmony and balance with the law of enlightenment, meaning being one, respectful, and loving all, is honoring and enjoying the differences. That's so important. I honor Tiiu because she's a woman and because of her background, and she's going to be helping many souls. I honor all of you that are watching this, knowing that you are making a difference. Not about money. It's not about being beautiful, short, tall, fat, skinny. It's all about what difference are you making in your life and others to bring about love and joy and happiness. That's so important. And it really, really gets misunderstood. Sometimes we have to sit back and watch a person struggle because they're going to learn that way. You know, there's an old cliche: you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach him how to fish, and he eats every day. Sometimes we have to teach others how to fish. So I hope that answers your question. You're mute.
Whoopee, sorry about that. um, I had a little background noise. So that brings me to my next question. You talk about love, and we both know how powerful love, really, truly unconditional love is. So, knowing that there's love within the planet, why is there also so much fear?
Well, that's a good question. You know, I wrote a little essay and I said in the essence, without love, there is no life. Without life, there is no love. And using that as a premise, souls misunderstand love. Well, there's love of money, there's love of food, there's love of addictions, there's love of a man and woman, love of same sex, love of everything around us. But we're not really taught what love means. It means being unconditionally allowing, non judgmental, and forgiving. That's so important. I've had people say, well, I forgive, but I can't forget. And I go, no, then you haven't forgiven. If you can't forget about it, then you haven't forgiven. Each soul is on its own journey. Some are aggressive, some are hateful, some attack, some put you down, some will love you, some will enjoy you, some will attack you, some will talk behind your back. Any of that's negative, that's not loving, it's called ego. Of course, you know, ego means edging God out. And if we stop to think, well, this person treats me like that, and if I give in to them, acquiesce to them, then they'll think I'm a wimp or whatever. And the answer is no. You're the strong one, they're the weak one, because they have to attack. I remember one time I was at a psychic fair and at a workshop, and this one guy was really jealous, talking to me behind my back. And the client came over to me, and this man was Asian that was jealous, and this woman was. And I said, you know, I think you'd like in talking to him. So I walked over and I said, I want to introduce you to this woman. I think she's just the perfect woman for you to work with. You've got these great gifts. He did a 180-degree turnaround, never talked around my back, and he complimented me. I didn't let my ego get in the way. I wanted him to feel important, secure, because his ego was so low. He had very low self worth, self love, and self esteem. I gave him that gift. To this day, I don't even think he remembers it. You know what? It's unimportant. It changed his life. If you stop every day and you give somebody a compliment, it's like, gee, what a pretty blouse you have, or what a nice shirt, or you got a nice smile, or just joke around or a little bit. People will change. That little tiny compliment about the size of a hair changes their day. And that's what we need to do by the law of right action and correct exchange, which is how the universe works, or some people say what comes around goes around. But I like the law of right action and correct exchange, which adds to enlightenment. It always comes back to you. Everything you do always comes back to you. Hate, stealing, comes back to you. Love, joy, compliments, it comes back to you. Problem is, you don't realize what a beautiful thing you've done because 6 months later, someone will compliment you. Well, why are they doing that? You remember 6 months ago, you did the same thing. So it's really, really beautiful. Today I was at lunch with my very good friend, and I always joke around with where the waitress is, and they come over, and I said, "Ah, you're just a ray of sunshine. You're so bright." She smiled from ear to ear, and I just made her day. And it's so important. And there was another waitress that was on lunch break. She had her family there, and I was complimenting her in front of her husband. And then I said, I want to teach your 1-year-old daughter a new word. And she said, what? And I went, Nordstrom's, Nordstrom's, Nordstrom's. And the father went, Goodwill, Goodwill, Goodwill. And we were both laughing, but I made their day. For those of you who don't know what Nordstrom is, it's one of the premier department stores right up there with Tiffany's and all the big ones. And it's just a standard joke. But we see when you compliment someone, even with a joke, you change their whole day. And I saw the whole family light up. And that's what we need to do. If you keep doing this, you're spreading love, even if they're angry. And again, I've mentioned this before, but when you're really angry, you're not angry at someone else. You think you are, but you're angry at yourself for allowing yourself to be put in that position. Try to remember that. Tiiu, do you have another question?
Well, I'm looking at the clock, Michael. We're almost out of time. So I think what we should do is let the people know what you do on Tuesdays and etc. Why don't you just take a few minutes and
All
share that
right.
with everyone, okay?
First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. I'm going to ask you to tell others to join us. And there's a subscribe button on Dr. Michael B. Gross on YouTube. I really would appreciate that because my mission and goal is to get 1% of the population to awaken their souls from their slumber, to realize that they are the solution and they can make a difference on this planet, and to help them do their spiritual mission and goals. Therefore, every Tuesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I call it Soul Awakening. And that's where you also ask spiritual questions. And it's on freeconferencecall.com. So you can come in your pajamas. You don't have to comb your hair or whatever you want to do. And you ask questions. And then I deliver a 5-minute a 10-minute motivational message. And I just looked up at how many. It's 309. These messages will really make a difference. But I encourage you to all of you to come in between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And Tiiu, would you give them that information?
Absolutely. The number on the Tuesday night call in is 202 926 1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446 #.
I'll read that one more time. 202 926 1059. Access code, Michael?
125-446 #. Now, something additional. And that is the second Saturday of every month, like clockwork, from 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01 Pacific time. We do what I call the mass conscious meditation. And that meditation is all about bringing through the true source's unconditional love, bringing it into your body, and then you become a conduit to let it spread all out for the whole planet, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom. Everyone, no matter what is going on at that time of the planet, to spread the love. And that's so important for us to do that. And that is done on freeconferencecall.com. And to access that information, it is the same telephone number. Go ahead.
Okay, it's 202 926 1059. And the code, Michael?
125-446 #. It's the same access code. So I encourage all of you. And of course, we'll give you a notice. And every time people get on, they go, wow, what an experience. You're missing out on something. If you join us late, because although we open the doors, figuratively speaking, at 9:55, sometime around 10:01, 10:02, 10:03, we go into a deep meditation. And then at 10:58, I bring you back out of the meditation, a little bit of music, and 11:01 we're done. So please mark your calendar. And there's something else I'd like to share with you, and that is I call the replay. All the messages that I have on YouTube right now, all the messages that are 10 minutes long. And there's a beautiful photograph, and we have an award-winning photographer who is sitting next to me, Tiiu. She has these beautiful photographs. And there are a little bit of motivational thoughts or words, like which see what you think controls your body, or that you're unlimited, or what you think you create, what you create your experience. All these different things that I put on there. Most of them, 99%, come from true source. It's really a beautiful thing. So there's a little bit of a saying, a motivational saying, or the thought for the day, and then there's that 10-minute message. To access that information, would you please give them the telephone numbers?
434 300 4170 and the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound.
I'll give it one more time. 434 300 4170. And the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. So again, it's the same, 125-446-pound. No different. But I would encourage all of you. You can listen to it on YouTube, which you'll see the beautiful pictures or photographs and the motivational thought and hear me audibly, or you can watch some of the beautiful podcasts that Tiiu and I do live. So I would encourage you to do that. But here's something interesting, and that is you can listen to it on your phone. And by doing that and dialing the number, if you're stuck in traffic or you're frustrated or you had an argument with someone, choose a number between 3, starts at 3, to 309. You don't have to know what it is, because your soul will pick out the right one. You go, just what I needed to hear. That's what everybody tells me. Didn't know what number, Michael. That's what you needed to hear. I would suggest you doing that. That'll help ground you and remind you of who you are. Even if you're very spiritual, we all need to be reminded of things. Sometimes we forget. I'll finish up with these thoughts. And my wife passed away years ago, but she said to me one day, Michael, you do so many things. You don't know what you do. I looked at her and said, yeah, you're right. I don't know. And why is that? This is the lessons for all of us. Just be in the flow of life and you'll do everything the correct way. And my motto on that one is, if you don't know where you're going, you can't get lost. And if you just stop trying to control everything in your life will all be joyous and happiness. I thought I would share that. And one more thing I want to share with all of you.
Love that, Michael. I love the fact that you don't need to be in control, and if you don't know where you're going, you can't get lost. I love that one. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I wanted to add one more thing. For those of you who are new, I give a complimentary 20 minutes, half hour reading, probably a little bit longer. It's a consultation. I love to do it, and hopefully I can answer your questions. So I'd encourage all of you that are new, take advantage of that. Now we're coming to the conclusion, and this is a book, and the book is written by Tiiu. There we go. Haha, I'm going invisible here. So it's called Healing the Holes in Your Soul. Give me a moment, everybody, to get the right. There we go. Healing the Holes in Your Soul by Tiiu. It's a beautiful book about survival. It's a book about finding who you truly are, and like the phoenix rising out of the ashes. I would encourage all of you to get this book. It's powerful, it's enlightening, and will teach you how to survive. It's a beautiful book.
I thank you, Michael. But I highly encourage everyone to start with this book, okay? Because this book is phenomenal. Because of this book and the gentleman sitting next to me virtually, I have grown so much in the last 4 years that I've worked with him. And that book would not have been in existence had he not kicked me and said, Kick me? Okay, that's figure of speech. But encouraged me to write my own story, which I did. But start with this one because there are golden nuggets in here that will help you heal and grow in ways that you have no idea yet what's ahead for you. And the world is a beautifully, unconditionally loving place if we make it so. So start here and get yourself involved with that complimentary consultation with Dr. Michael Gross, okay? Because that really is where the magic happens.
Thank you.
You're
Everyone,
welcome.
I want to wish you a wonderful week. Please join us next week or watch what I call the reruns and tell everyone that they make a difference. They are the solution. And this is the place where I talk about the gathering, that eventually more and more people will be joining us who are awakening from their deep sleep. So remember, everyone, you are unlimited. Good night, everyone. Good afternoon. Good morning. Namaste.
Namaste. Happy holidays.